Hello, everyone. Today I wanted to present you with this summary from Kyiv Independent. I think it illustrates what it's like to be in Ukraine today really well. First of all, this tragedy, the widow of Chernobyl's first victim is killed by a Russian attack on Kyiv 39 years later. I mean, that is crazy. As somebody who was living in Ukraine, I was 11 years old when Chernobyl happened. If you don't know what Chernobyl disaster is, go look it up. It's one of the worst nuclear power station disasters in history. Worse even than 3 Mile Island. So, this lady, Natalia Kadymchuk, was the widow of Valery Kadymchuk, who was the first to die when Chernobyl accident occurred. And now, after the recent horrific attacks in Kyiv, she had died too after suffering severe injuries. What a tragic life. And the insane part about it is that both the Chernobyl accident itself and the subsequent cover-up, which endangered thousands of lives and cost people their health, myself included, were the result of the same or similar policies that Russia is pushing today. Because basically, what Russia is attempting to do is restore a combination Soviet Union / Russian Empire. And the fact that the world has not risen to oppose this nightmare is mind-boggling to me. Natalia Kadymchuk's death brings the total number of people killed in the November 14th attacks to 7, and there's at least 36 injured, and of course the damage report is getting longer and longer and longer. And Zelensky, who is the same generation of children who were around during the Chernobyl disaster, is right in that it's unbelievably tragic that we survived the fall of Soviet Union, and now we are facing this. And again, all of that comes from the same direction. Neighbor from the east. Finally, some movement, some progress in the POW exchange discussion. This latest agreement is to bring back 1,200 Ukrainian POWs. Once again, I don't know what the chances are of us getting our POW back, since he was captured in December of last year, so almost a year ago. They've been trying to kind of free the ones that have been there the longest. So we'll see, but this is a substantial step forward. Of course, the tragic part about this is that, first of all, we know that Ukrainian POWs get tortured in Russia, and they come back severely malnourished, with tremendous PTSD, and with unmistakable signs of torture. Now, on the other hand, Russian POWs get roof, board, showers, hot water, chances to call their loved ones regularly. And I've been saying that these Russian POWs are safer in Ukrainian custody than they will ever be anywhere in Russia, because when they come back, they'll get sent back to the Ukrainian front. Case in point, not only do Russians torture Ukrainian POWs, but they also execute them. There's been another incident with 2 Ukrainian POWs executed in my native Zaporizhia region. And yes, it is a violation of Geneva Convention, and no, Russia doesn't care. This goes back to our conversation about having conventions and having agreements, but having no formalized ramifications in case of a violation. Yeah, the human rights organizations are speaking up, but again, what's to stop Russia from doing that? So far, they've been able to torture and execute both Ukrainian POWs and Ukrainian civilians without any consequences. So what reason do they have to stop doing that? Ukrainian authorities still submit official letters to places like International Committee of the Red Cross, the United Nations, but nothing is going to happen. Again, insanely, paradoxically, Russia continues to be not only a member of the United Nations, despite violating multiple points of the UN Charter, but also a member of UN Security Council. And Ukraine continues doing more with less. Once again, continuing to work on Russia's oil industry. So in this case, they struck a major oil refinery in Samara region. This is one of top 10 with an annual production capacity of 8.8 million metric tons of oil. And again, this particular plant produces multiple products. So gasoline, diesel, fuel oil, jet fuel. So this is definitely a big dent in Russia's oil industry. And based on my conversation with my parents today, by the way, my parents are alive, for those who are keeping track, but I asked them, so is it true that we're starting to use our own, like Ukraine-produced, Ukraine-designed and manufactured weapons to deliver some of these very long-range strikes? And they said yes. Understandably, no details are being circulated on the subject, which is fine. Understandable. We don't want the enemy knowing any details about any of this. But it is satisfying to see the results. More to come.